But it is the ceramic companies which are on our radar, as we understand that they may see an improvement in their financials in the upcoming year, with gas likely to enter the GST regime. So to discuss this, the implications of this and more, we have with us Abhishek Somany, the MD and CEO of Somany Ceramics, joining us on the phone line. Thanks a lot, Abhishek, for joining in at a short notice. What we understand from our sources is that the GST Fitment Committee is looking to study the bringing of natural gas under GST, either into 12% rate or the 18% rate. Just wanted to understand first, what is your current fuel mix between gas and propane, and how will this GST, if it does come under GST, how will that help you?
So first of all, old saying, "Aapke muh mein ghee shakkar." This is something which we've been asking for a long time, and this is something which is up for the industry. This is the only particular fuel which we do not get an input tax credit for, right? When we use propane, when we use LPG or any other kind of fuel, we get an input tax credit. So we've been asking for a long time for this. The government did say that, city gas is different. So we did mention to them at that time that city gas can be treated differently and industrial gas can be treated differently. Your second question, what's the difference between propane and our gas mix? So in Gujarat, where we have most of our plants which is fungible between natural gas and propane, we have 6 plants there, 4 of which are running on propane, 2 of which we don't have tanks that run on natural gas, supplied by GSTC. The difference is only about a rupee and a half right now. In the south, we have only spot gas. In the north, we have gas from GAIL. So that's our gas mix, and it's around the 47-48% average.
Okay. Hi, Abhishek. Good morning, and thanks a lot for joining in. Well, if gas comes under GST, how would it impact you? If you could tell us what would you get in terms of input tax credit?
So we get input tax credit of gas is a large part of our mix. I mean, 30% of the fuel is gas. So this is the only input. This is the only raw material which we don't get any input tax credit on. So the same benefits which we would get for the rest of the raw materials, we get for this.
I just wanted you to become
that much more seamless in terms of. So today, for example, when we buy gas in Delhi, if we had to buy gases from 2 different sources, one landed in Delhi, one landed in Haryana, the taxation is different. So it just make even the taxation common for all kinds of gases.
No, what we're trying to get at, both Nigel and me, Abhishek, is what would that number be? If you're saying 30% of your
I don't have a number on that. We haven't even calculated it because we don't think this would happen. So
back of the envelope calculations would suggest about 6%. Why do I say that? Because 18% of 30% of your business would be about 6%. And that's what the Morbi Ceramics Association said to us as well, that if it does come under GST,
so then,
the benefit
then it must be correct. So if they have said it, if they said it, then it must be correct. I really don't have that back of envelope calculation. I'm sure. I'm not committing to it, but if they've said it, then obviously they've said it with some intelligence.
Okay, all right. Let's get on with business then. How are things shaping up? The elections is out of the way. So now we can have a better sense about volumes. For the year, what kind of volume growth are you working with?
So for the year, we have predicted low double-digit kind of volume growth is what we're looking at. Growth is what we're looking at, and largely through volume itself. First quarter, obviously, because of the elections, with the intense heat, it is quite a washout kind of a quarter. So we're still hoping that we should have a little bit of a growth in this quarter. But I think the momentum will catch only by Q2 and mostly in H2.
Right. And what about margins? You have factored in about 1.5% on EBITDA margin improvement.
That's correct.
Were this to come through, how would you treat it? Would you pass on the benefits entirely, or would you keep some and then maybe, increase your margins further?
It would all depend on how Morbi reacts to this. Largely, a lot of the pricing is followed there, but I think in the value-added products, we should be able to return quite a lot of it. Because the value-added products, we really don't compete too much with Morbi.
Okay, so 1.5% is in the bag, and if any more comes, then that will just be a benefit because you will see value-added the entire benefit of value margins on value added. The rest you will follow Mopri.
Frankly, we don't see this happening immediately, so therefore we really haven't calculated anything on it. The 1.5% also, which we are saying, is on capacity utilization, increased capacity utilization. Last year we did about 83% capacity utilization, and now we're looking at slightly higher capacity utilization for this year, which would improve margins. And also on the other end, we are hoping for more premiumization, which will again improve margins. So that's the 1.5% we're looking at. And this particular thing, GST, we really haven't, gas and GST, we haven't calculated. Because we really don't think it would happen. It's been promised for so many years, but it's not happened. So I want to, account in it.
All right, Abhishek, what about, sanitary ware as well as faucets? What kind of growth are you looking at over there? And how much can they contribute as a percentage of your total business?
So there we're looking at higher growth because we're at a much smaller base. There the challenge is a little different. The challenge is the growth challenge is more because the brand is not recognized as a sanitaryware brand. When you think of sanitaryware, you think of the other 4, 5, 7 brands. Similarly, when you think of tiles, you think of us. So that's the challenge, and there the brand is also visible. So there is also, the consumer wants to buy something which is, which is maybe of a certain stature at the higher end, of a certain stature at the middle end, etc. So there we're looking at approximately high double-digit growth. How much percent it will be of our business? It will be nothing more than 10 to 15% of our business even going forward. Why I say that is because sanitaryware finally gets only restricted to the bathroom. The faucets get restricted to the bathroom and some parts of the kitchen. Whereas tiles, we still haven't scratched the surface. Currently in India, tiles are still an indoor and outdoor patio, footpaths, etc. But we still haven't scratched the surface of getting tiles into facades, getting tiles into heavy traffic areas like bus stations, railway stations, etc. So long way to go for tiles.
Right.
So applications for tiles are much larger than sanitaryware.
Final question before we let you go. Everyone's been talking about, perhaps some sort of recovery in the non-urban, non-metro places of the country, some green shoots visible out there. What's your revenue share from beyond tier 1 cities, and how has demand been there?
So demand, we again believe that demand will be largely led from the individual house buildings, individual house owners making buildings, and also real estate coming up in tier 2, 3, 4, 5 towns. For us, it's approximately 70% of our revenue comes from these towns, and we are very, very bullish on all of these towns. This year, again, it's coupled with the Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi is also shaping up very well in real estate. So whatever real estate had to be sold is sold. All new stuff which will come in, tiles will start getting applied from H2 onwards for the next 2 years. So good times to come for us.
All right, good times to come for you. You all, you started out by giving me the "aapke muh mein ghee shakkar" thing, but at the same time, for your own self, you are saying that let's not count our chickens before they hatch. So you are hopeful if that does come by, that's a positive.
4 years,
yes,
absolutely. For 4 years, we've been asking for it. So I really hope they do that.
All right. So if and when that does come, we expect you to join us immediately thereafter and give us all the numbers. By then, you would have obviously calculated them as well.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Abhishek, appreciate you joining in. Thanks a lot for helping us out with a quick analysis if in case this good news has come about for you.